In early 2017, there was an internet outcry over the Academy Awards' decision to not nominate Makoto Shinkai's Your Name for Best Animated Feature. This came as a shock, as Shinkai's film not only made more money worldwide than any other anime film before, but was also chosen as the Best Animated Feature of 2016 by the LA Film Critics Association. So, why wasn't it nominated? Well, first, there's a few things to understand about the Oscars. Almost none of the voters are critics. In order to be in the Academy, one has to have been nominated for one. Many of these people are filmmakers from the Golden Hollywood era of the 50s, 60s, or 70s, and they have a very specific view on animation. They came from the time of Disney cartoons, where animation was always animated in full 24 frames per second. Modern day Japanese animation relatively is animated a lot slower, generally at 8 to 12 frames per second. So most critics from that era don't see Japanese anime as true animation. As a matter of fact, the Academy is very open about their favoritism with Disney. Let's have a look. Out of the current 16 winners of the award, 12 of them were distributed by Disney, accounting for 75% of wins. Out of the 67 films that have been nominated, only 5 were from Japan, or 7%. But all of these films were distributed in America by Disney, which brings us to the next point. The Academy likes to go with distribution companies that have a reputable record. Generally, at least one foreign animation film gets nominated each year, but they're normally either distributed by Sony Pictures Classics or G-Kids, two studios seen as art house distributors. Anime distributors such as Funimation and Aniplex don't carry this sophisticated image. Instead, they present themselves as geek culture, appealing to most anime fans who are teenagers, which holds no respect with the Academy. Rather, most Academy voters, if not all, probably have never heard of Funimation or Aniplex, meaning they would tend to ignore any of the films that have been shortlisted for a nomination by those companies. Which leads to the final reason. The Academy just didn't hear about Your Name. Look, most of the voters aren't on the internet due to their age, and don't follow much film news in general anymore. Funimation also made a mistake of being too hasty, because in order for a film to be nominated for an Oscar, it has to have premiered in Los Angeles County the year prior. Funimation didn't get the rights to Your Name until late 2016, and pushed the quick LA premiere in December with only 2 showings. The film wouldn't have its main release until 4 months later, 2 months after the 2017 Oscars. Frankly, there wasn't enough time for the Academy to even become aware of the film or see it. If Funimation had waited for an early 2017 release, maybe enough traction might have gave way for a 2018 Oscar nod. But we'll never know, since the Academy is pretty much set in their ways. But things are trying to change. Just last year, Isao Takahata, director of The Tale of the Princess Kaguya, was invited to join the Academy. Though he declined, the Academy is seeking new and more international voters. It's just, most of the film world doesn't actually care about the Oscars anymore. Though, if we're looking for an anime film to be nominated for an Oscar, we should really pay attention to In This Corner of the World. It's a film that follows the events of World War II, it beat Your Name in the Japanese Academy Awards, won the Annecy Film Festival in France, and it was directed by someone who has worked with Ghibli before, all of which seems to be in the Academy's alley. So here's hoping. But if you're looking to see the Love Life School Idol movie in next year's lineup, I wouldn't hold my breath.